Hi guys, this is SDJR7F88 speaking with a much needed update on Compton Martin. Now I apologise for no updates on Compton Martin over the past few weeks, as you know I've been very busy preparing Compton Key for an exhibition, going to the exhibition with Compton Key, and then lots of the Swindon Railway Festival, so I haven't had time to do updates on Compton Martin, but I've done a lot in the past week, and I think it's time for a much needed one. So I'm going to go around in a circle sort of thing, because there's quite a bit done in loads of different areas, as you can probably see some of them from the camera shot now, and also there'll be a bit more information about the exhibition at the end, basically the Compton Martin Model Railway exhibition, which Compton Martin is hoped to be ready for. Anyway, let's start with the embankment over here. Well, just before the bottom of the embankment, I've done a bit more ballasting down here. There's some loose ballast, there's a bit of a crack down there, so I filled it in with some ballast and weathered it up with the earth turf. The buffers are now back in place. I've also added a few tufts there. I'm not sure if I showed you them before. Probably have. That was probably quite a long time ago. I can't remember what I did, but there you are. There's some tufts there. Moving on to the static grass on the embankment. Sorry about the odd bits of ballast on there. I've done a bit more ballasting down there, as I'll explain in a second. But I've got some of this Woodland Scenics flower foliage. Now I've added it temporarily here. It's not glued down. I just want your opinion on it. What do you think? Does it add to the embankment? I'm not sure. If I zoom out quickly, you can see it is there. I'm probably going to reshape it because I don't like that. It looks a bit uniformed with that dead straight angle on there. It's just I had a bit of trouble moulding it, but I temporarily put it on there. I haven't glued it down. I'll spray it with Woodland Scenics cement, the watery stuff, to hold it on there. But tell me what you think. Does it add to the embankment or does it not? Because I've added the bits of turf and stuff like that there. Sorry about the ballast again, in areas like up there. To add a bit of foliage just rather than clear static grass like I would do in real life. There's a bit more of that turf down there. Yeah, does do the flowers add to it? I mean, when they're zoomed in, they don't look half bad. But I'm not too sure, because obviously it's a bit dark up here and my eyes are a bit funny. But no, it looks alright. But I want your personal opinion on that. Then we move on to what's been occupying most of my time on over the past week on the layout is more ballasting. Now, as you know, I mentioned when I had the trains running, this plate layers hut wasn't sitting level because of the embankment, and also that the platform doesn't sit completely level because it's slightly warped because of the glue on top of it. But and there's bits of cracks in at the end of it, basically, where it's much higher than the ballast and stuff. So what I've done here is I've raised the level of the ballast. Sorry for trying to hold the camera correctly here. I've raised the level of the ballast. Basically, I've put more ballast here, raised it up, so it comes level with the end of the platform. Still a little bit of a crack there, but I'll fill that in. There's quite a bit of this needs hoovering up, which explains why there's stuff on the static grass still, because I still haven't hooved it up. You can see some of it came up. I did it with that watered down PVA solution, and you know what I mean, like that. But sadly, a bit of it came up, so I had to just put a blob of PVA in and dab it in. It's not, the reason why it's much brighter, those two little patches, is because I haven't weathered it yet. And I'm going to go over and weather it a bit more anyway with the earth turf again, sort of thing. I've obviously been quite heavy with it there. But then again, it's right behind a hut and not very many people will walk there anyway. But anyways, that brings us on to the hut anyway. Now if you're wondering what that is a piece of old card. Again, I need to hoover up here. Off of one of the kits, the Metcalf kits. Basically, I used that. I glued it down onto the ballast so I could level out the plate layers hut. And then what I did is I ballasted around it, basically. So you can't see it when the hut's on there, as you can see. Sorry, as you couldn't see because I was holding it in the wrong place. But there we are. You can see it's now perfectly level almost. Might need to do a tiny bit more work in there. I'm going to obviously put some those little tufts along the edge like I did on Compton Key. But yeah, same on this end basically. But yeah, it's sitting level now. I might need to put a tiny bit more ballast on that corner there. Just on that corner going into the embankment there. Just under. Let's see if that's any better. There we are, that's better. But yeah, I'm going to put a tiny bit more under there to level it all out. But no, it's now, if I level it with the track, the hut is pretty much sitting level with the rails. Not sure if this is sitting level, but yeah, it's pretty much level. It still might not be sitting quite level. That's bits because there's bits of a ballast underneath there, as you can probably see there. But no, it's not too bad. Much better than what it was, because it was like that when it was originally on there, but there we go. Along the front of the platform, I've also levelled it out a bit more. As you know, there was some really awful cracks under there. Sadly, there still is. I think this is the best I can do it, sort of thing, because obviously the split is in the board and the platform has to come up when the track is split, basically. And yeah, there's no way of like really camouflaging it in unless I glue it in permanently, which is not an option considering that it's going to be moved about. It has to be split in half. So I've done the best I can. It's not as noticeable as it is there, and I'm sure it won't be as noticeable when the table's up, because what I've noticed is when it's on the floor like this, it slightly sags in the middle because there's no real supports in the middle. I've got blocks of wood under there, but they're not completely level with the legs, which are under here, folded up under there. But when it's standing up, that should be level, and hopefully, fingers crossed, these little cracks may vanish. I don't want them to go the opposite way and get bigger, but no, I don't think it'll be a problem when it's standing up like it will be. But yeah, I might add a few more of these little tufts down there. I might do a few more. This one's slightly different to all the other ones. Well, the ones on the station are there, a slightly darker shade of green, more lush green, which I plan to create a few more of these for you to show where there's because other ones are quite bright. They're the same colour as the grass on the hill, basically. So I might do a few more light ones to add a bit of variety in. Now this is another big thing which has happened to the platform. I've also added the ramp. The ramp has finally been added. I've glued it to the back and I've paved slabbed it, so it's the same. You have to excuse that little bit of tarmac card one there. That's going to be painted grey when I get the paint, which matches the cobbles, because basically the top of it, of the steps, was tarmac, and obviously I wanted to create an extra step so I could add a bit more height to the ramp, because the ramp was a tiny bit shorter than the platform. So basically I'm going to paint that. I basically that paving slab added a millimetre more height to it, which is perfect, but sadly I have to leave a little tiny thing, rather than, because otherwise it'd be two steps directly on top of each other, making a really big step at the end, which would be a bit odd. So rather than ruining the beautiful effect of the stairs, I've decided that I'm going to paint the tarmac one and create an extra step, basically. But no, it's glued on there really nice. As you can see, it's a bit flat alongside the garden. I've still got to do all the vegetables yet, but once the fences are on there, there'll be a little gate there, then there'll be a wall there, which I've got to build, which comes with the station kit. That will go there, the wall will come there, and also on that end there, and then I'll have that, I think it's ratio fencing that I painted, and with the gate, and that will go around there, along the back basically, and then also there'll be a bit which comes out the front around the garden and joins onto the wall of the signal box, which will be positioned there. Now I'm also thinking of adding like a block of wood, maybe out of matchsticks sort of thing, to create like the effect that there's like a little box on the front, because on the signal box there's a little gap basically where the rods would have come out, because as some of you may know, the Shillingston signal box, which the one I use here, was a ground signal box, so basically the rods came out the bottom of it. Obviously this one's on a platform, so the rods would have gone through the platform. So I'm going to think of some sort of like little wooden slot or something, like maybe a little panel which covers up the front of the slot and the bottom of the model, basically, rather than those piles of paving slabs. Now down here, I've still got to weather the signal box. Sorry, we're under the part of the layout, so it's a bit darker. But I haven't done very much down this end. But what I've got to do is raise the platform end like I did with the other one. There's about 0.5 millimetre height difference between the ballast and that. Simple. One thing what I'm just going to do is just pile a bit of ballast up there, blend it all in, weather it all in, and hopefully that will sort out that little level problem at that end. As we come on round, as happened to the embankments down here, but the tarmac has been redone. As you know, I went to the Swindon Railway Festival and I luckily managed to get a pot of that tarmac paint, which is the stuff I used, which gives all this beautiful texture effect. Now, it was a much lighter colour. Basically, this is still a bit darker. There we are, there's the colour. I didn't manage to paint this, but you can see it's a bit lighter, but that's the colour of the paint. It's way too light. That's a better example of it. So what I did, rather than painting it with the acrylics like I did there, I feel that was a bit too dark. So in the end, because it's supposed to be a really warm summer's day, so the tarmac's supposed to be quite dry, so I painted it the same colour as I used for the cobbles, and because it's on a large area, it comes out much lighter. But what I'm going to do is basically get the same mud wash. As you can see, I've done a little tiny section there. I dab it all over the top, and that really dulls it down. It's only a little section, but it gets basically in between all the cracks, and it gives it a really like sort of a darkish grey, muddy brown look, which is perfect for the yard. And I have plans to add like a coal stage here, like a big coal stage on there with trucks and a little coal merchant's hut on the end and piles of boxes and basically all the stuff on there. Also, the gateway for the yard is going to be here, the road entrance. Sadly, the split is going to be in the gateway. Reason for doing that is, one, this crack isn't as noticeable when it's standing up, and two, I don't want to really want to add on to the static grass here, because as some of you may know, when you're doing static grass, it's quite hard to blend static grass together that's already dried, and I figures I don't want to ruin this beautiful little curve I've created here with another blob of static grass which will come out here and cover the crack sort of thing. You never know, I may change my mind, but for the moment the gateway's planned to be there sort of thing. Obviously a bit wider, about that sort of wide. So it's going to be quite a wide load entrance sort of thing. And then obviously it's going to come around here a bit. And then it's going to go up over these cobbles which didn't come out too well. And off the edge here sort of thing. That's when I get onto that bit. Another bit that I've done, well, planning to do. These reeds, as you may know, some of them came out pretty well, like that one there. That one there came out alright. And that one there. But some of these I'm not very pleased with, especially the ones down here. So what I'm thinking of doing is cutting these off. Actually cutting them off because they're all glued up and horrible. And then getting some ready-made knock ones. They're quite expensive. But the thing is, I tried making them myself. Because the thing is, I did those when the water was wet. So I stuck them straight into the water and they stood up perfectly. The thing is, you cannot. I tried it with PVA to recreate some more. And they didn't go too well. As you can see, they're sort of a gluey mess. So I'm going to get some knock ones and cut those off and stick them on the knock ones on top of where they are, and they should be really, really nice and well done, rather than some botched gluey ones with these horrible glue stains on the bottom. Some of them came out alright, but whoops. But no, they're a bit too far gone to be used, basically. And then on to the final part of the layout, which has been done over the past week. Sorry if I'm talking a bit fast, I've got a lot to get through and I don't want to make it like a 25-minute long video. As people get bored, is I've started to add the tufts to the goods yard. Now I've got the goods shed on here purely because I'm doing the same as what I did with Compton Key, where I'm cutting them around the bottom and these tufts and adding them to the goods shed. You can see in there, got one down the side in there, and also one under the door there. The door does still move, obviously, but there I see. It sits under there. Some of them, they may need a bit more springing up sort of thing. They do sit in there perfectly, and basically it gives these tufts are pretty good because basically it gives a permanent position for the goods shed. I mean, I could take the goods shed off, but I'm not going to at the moment. But there, I've just lifted it up there because you see the door hangs off. But basically, it gives a rough area where the thing is. It just slots in basically because the tufts hold them in place. Yeah, you've got some little tufts around there. And some more around there. It's not sitting level at the moment there because obviously the door is flopping about and the other end lifting up. Same on the ends. There's the other end. I've also added some tufts in more other areas, like next to the water's edge down there. I think that was glued. They still need a bit of a clean, a bit of a sprucing up a bit. But yeah, I've had them in various areas around the cobbles to create the effect where it's burst up through. Again, like on Compton Key. Around the buffers as well. I'm not too sure about this little one. The little one does look quite nice next to the buffer if it focuses, but there's a bit. You can still see a bit of the glue patch. You can just see it there, but at the tip of my nail there, and it kind of gives it away that it's a bit of glue. So I might make another one for that. I might peel that one off, and then there's a slightly bigger one there. Well, it looks slightly bigger, but it's two big one and little one joined together. So yeah, they're coming on quite well, and those buffers were reclaimed from Compton Key. I've got to make another two for Compton Key or Compton Martin. Either way, just get another two and weather them up basically. Again, there's some more tufts here. I haven't added any in here yet, obviously because this is where most of the trucks would come up and it'd be quite well used. And also I've got to put the grass around on this side as of yet. Anyway, but basically what I've got to do this week, paint this because I ran out of this light grey paint, so repaint the dark area there. I'm not going to repaint the road purely because I was really pleased with the grass effect down there and I don't want to paint over it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do here for this week. and also create some more tufts and more static grass. Yes, about the exhibition as well. It's 6 weeks to go, so I've really got to get work on with Compton Martin. But basically, any of you that are planning to go with layouts, which I think is about 6 of you now, I'm not going to read all your names out because I've forgotten a few. Sorry about that, but I need you to basically PM me now to confirm you are going. I need confirmation and the size of the layout, because basically it's got to that point where I'm starting to arrange the room up there. I don't think there is an event in there between now and November. So basically I'm setting up tables up there, hopefully. If there is an event, that is. Basically you're getting them ready, because some of you require tables to set up on. And yeah, I just want to basically make sure that everybody fits in. Otherwise on the day it'll be a bit hectic with people saying, oh, I can't fit in here, or I can't stand up there, sort of thing, because there's a bit of a low roof in certain areas and I don't want people to hit their heads or anything. And also if you are bringing a layout, do bring a power cord, an extension lead basically, just in case your layout is a bit too far away from the power sockets. I took one with me to the the Somerset Railways Model Gala, and it was a last minute sort of thing. I thought, yeah, my grant reminded me, should I take one? And I'm glad he did, because if I didn't have that, I wouldn't have been able to run my layout on the day. So please do bring a power cord as well. But anyway, I think that's all for this update. Sorry it's a bit rushed, but I've managed to get it in the average time, which is about 17 to 18 minutes long. But yeah, I managed to get it all in, quite a lot done. Still a long way to go though. Like I said, plans for this week, maybe cutting off those reeds there and replacing them with knock ones when I get hold of them. Blending in the ballast a bit more, you can really see those patches shone up now. Maybe add in the flowers on your if you think that's the best thing to do, sort of thing. Obviously there's going to be bushes on top of there as well, but if you like the effect of the flowers on there like that, please do say, because they look a bit weird from a distance. As you can see, it just sort of looks like a purpley mess, but when they're up close they don't look half bad. But there we go. Obviously weathering the tarmac, finish off the tarmac and weathering it. I know it'd be a different colour between the two, but then again, this is a work yard and that's a road, so it won't really matter. But anyway, I think that's all of it now. So I hope you've liked these little changes that I've made to the layout, and hopefully these updates will now be becoming more frequent again after the big rush of the summer holidays. And any suggestions or anything, like what you think of the cobbles and the tufts, whether I should replace that little one down there, basically just any criticisms, just please put them on, or any suggestions on what I could do to improve what I'm doing. Please be free to put that sort of thing, and I'm sure there'll be lots to come, sort of thing. Oh, and one more thing, the next video coming on the Sunday, because this update's a bit early than normal, will be a guard's eye view of the layout, which is the main layout. I filmed that earlier on in the summer holidays, and it's taken me about hours and hours and hours of editing to get it all right, because there's sound involved and it took me ages to get it all edited together, so do check that out as well. So anyway, this has been SDJR7F88. Sorry, a bit tongue-tied there. This has been SDJR7F88 speaking, and thanks for watching.